On tonight's show, we find out an update on the FBI Most Wanted list. Gal Gadot is still not here, but we'll update you on that. Show and tell, you find out my major Hollywood movie that I was in. Ooh. And Harrison Ford news. You also get to find out what this is. Ah, intrigued. All on tonight's show. Welcome to Chris Hudnall's Horrible Show. Tonight we're going with a single camera. So, episode 5. We made it to 5 and haven't wavered yet. Hey, remember the sipping rum? I'm actually celebrating episode 5. Is that annoying or what? Okay, so let's first talk about my Facebook page. I have 4 followers there. And those 4 followers, I literally have had that sip. That's it. I saved that for the show. So I'm stumbling over my words because I'm incompetent, not because I'm drunk. I have 4 followers there. So if you want to get some exclusive content, I know, it's so exciting. You can get more of this. Follow us on the Facebook page. I'll put the link up here now, wherever it's going to end up, and I will put it at the end in the credits. I do a little live feed. It's not a long episode. It's like 1 or 2 minutes, and I actually do that a little more often than I film episodes. So you never know when I'm going to pop up live and just give a little riff or raff about something going on, or what I'm doing, or show you how I, make this incredibly expensive, over-the-top show, super show. Okay, so we'll talk about today. This came up today, and I thought it would be a good show topic. So, FBI has Most Wanted, 10 Most Wanted. That's been famous all the way. I don't know who started that. I'll have to look that up. Maybe I'll have the fact above my head in a second. But I think Hoover or something, and, they wanted to, focus on the worst of the worst. I have a new category. So they got terrorists and the murderers. The new category of Most Wanted that should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law are the people in the left turn lane at the lead spot that are texting. Because what happens is the light turns green and the car's there and it's not going. So then I'm looking to see if they're passed out, slumped over their chair, or their over their steering wheel. Do I need to call 911? And of course I see in their little driver's side mirror there, their hands are down, their head's down and their hands are going. And they're texting. So then by the time I figure that out, I hit the horn. And then they're like, oh, whoa. And they hit the gas. And then it turns yellow. And then I'm stuck at the red. And then the 2 cars behind me are like, hey, dumbass, you should have honked your horn sooner. And not sit there and stare and look and try to figure out what's going on. And I'm like, hey, I wasn't the one texting. So leave me alone. So if you're in the lead car, the left turn's the worst because it's the shorter light. But if you're in the regular go straight traffic and you're in your car, don't text if you're the lead spot. If you're behind the leader, then you can kind of text because you can hold your phone up and then you can kind of see the bumper and the brake lights. And then when the brake lights, in your peripheral vision, you go, oh, we're moving. And then you're going and then no one behind you even knows you were texting. But if you're the lead car, that should be a law. No texting if you're the lead car at a light. Done. Okay, what else I got? Question, viewer mail, viewer comments. We're going to do those now. I usually do those later. Viewer mail. Nobody gives me any comments or mail, so it's my own viewer mail. I said a couple weeks ago I had a Gal Gadot piece. Those are all the pictures for my running joke. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So here's the deal. Gal has time, and she keeps having her people contact my people, and my people is me, because I don't have people. I can't afford it. And, you know, she's like, this day's good for me, this day's good for me. We're going to do an acting demonstration. So, I'm like, Gal, I have another job. I do this show, and unlike you that stands in front of the camera and says lines, I have lines, I have to edit, I have to direct, I have to, well, it's being produced by someone else, but I do everything but produce it, and then I have to go to my job. So give me a break. You're going to have to work with my schedule, Gal, okay? Because, you know, I'm busy. And so, you know, we're trying to set that up. But, you know, I just have a lot of responsibilities right now. And she's just standing in front of a camera, you know, doing stuff. Acting. So, and by the way, I am an actor too. I was actually in, and this is no bull crap. I don't know if that flags me for Google Ads or not, but I'll say bull crap and not shh. The movie It. Okay, anyway. So, I was in a movie, and it was a big, huge movie, and actually I wasn't even going to talk about this whole thing today, but the Gal Gadot, and she's an actress. I'm going to talk about how I'm an actor, because I am an actor, legit. In fact, I got to pull my my CAPS receipts for the extra agency. I was an extra that I worked on the movie and got paid, and actually it was good money. I mean, I made more as an extra than I did in a whole week at my regular job. This was when I lived in the Bay Area. So the movie, everyone's like all excited. Big Hollywood production, big director, bomb movie. The Fan. Yuck. That sucked. That movie blew chunks. Even I thought it blew chunks. Yeah, so there was like a couple productions going on, and they were all conflicting with each other, and they're like, okay, you can be on The Rock with, you know, Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery, and I'm like, okay, Sean Connery, huge, you know, star, or you can be with Wesley Snipes, who at the time, before he was like cheating on his taxes and got thrown in jail, was a huge star, you know, The Blade and all that, and then Robert De Niro. I'm like, oh, Robert De Niro, man, that movie's gonna be so much bigger than The Rock. So, and then it had Tony, I'm drawing a blank. I'll figure it out and put the little factoid here. He did Top Gun. Anyway, him and directing it. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to be in that movie. And then, you know, it's going to launch this big career and everything. Because actually I snuck onto that movie too. That's an interesting story. So I wasn't going to talk about it, and I'm going to spend 10 minutes on it. So, like, there was this big call, the opening day at Candlestick Park for the Giants, and that's what they were filming anyway. And I don't think it's the Giants in the movie anyway, but that's where we were. And so, like, there's like 4,000 people that show up because they announced it on the radio and everything. So I'm one of 4,000 people, and I'm like turnstile guy. So I go through the turnstile and they're stop, and then I go back, and then I go through the turnstile and they go stop, and then they go back, turn, you know, I basically do that for like 5 or 6 times, and then they're done with the scene, and like, okay, 4,000 people, get the frick out of here, we don't want you anymore. But then I saw this little group over in the side, and there's like a trailer, and there's some people that look important or whatever, and there's like, I think there's 10 people over there. So I kind of walk around these trailers because there's security in front, and I came and split back through the trailers and kind of just sat in the group like I belong there. And I didn't know it at the time, but they all actually had names on a list or whatever, so they're reading off the list. And of course, they don't call me, and they're like, you are? And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, whatever. She told me to come over here. And they're like, okay. And they added me to the list. So I was person number 11. Anyway, I got 4 shooting days out of that little maneuver, and it was pretty fun. I knew I was big time when they had the little snack cart or whatever. What do they call that? Put it up here because I'm drawing a blank again. The snack cart thing, and there's a professional name for it. Craft services. There it is. I didn't even have to Google it. Woo! So I go up to the craft services, and they're like making omelets and steak and stuff. I mean, it's like, whoa, cool. So I like order something, And there's like all these candy bars and fruit and everything, and I grab a candy bar, and I'm waiting for them to say, okay, that'll be, $14.95 or whatever. And they give it to me, and they don't ask for any money. I look, there's no register, and I'm like, oh, all this crap is free if you're in the movie. So I'm like, okay, I'll take another Snickers bar, and then I have to go over and talk, and then I go up and go, a couple more, I don't want to look like I'm a greedy bastard extra, but I was. So anyway, I spent too much time on that. I do have my little mementos from that, so I'll bring those out. And actually, there's some more stories, too. They're kind of funny. Cease and desist order showed up in the mail today. From the, I gotta read how I wrote it, Clown Porn Association of the World. They were not happy with episode 4 and my crack on clown porn. Hell, you know what? Okay. They weren't happy with my bit on clown porn in episode 4, so they sent me a deceased. If they sent me a deceased and desist order, that would be even funnier than this bit that I'm doing. That's probably not going to be funny. Actually, they didn't send me. It's a prop. Yeah, deceased. That joke is deceased. It was deceased before it started. What's going on in the news? First of all, I'm not going to talk about... Of course, I've talked about a hurricane and a forest fire and everything else, but I don't want to talk about downer news. So if there's downer news, I'm going to try to avoid it. But, there's celebrity news, and it's about Star Wars, and I love Star Wars, and I'm a big Star Wars fan. So Harrison Ford did an interview, and I guess he's doing several interviews for his new Blade Runner movie. And I'm going to see that, of course. But, the Carrie Fisher, because she put it in the book that they had an affair, 3-month affair. So, of course, he's going to get questions about it, and he doesn't want questions. I've read the interviews, and it's basically, I don't want to talk about it. And then he talks a little about it, and then he goes, I'm not talking about it. And then they ask him another question. He's like, done, end, bye. Next question about not that. And I was thinking, I remember Star Wars came out, I think it was 7 or 8. I'd have to look at when the release date and when I saw it was, but that was my first movie crush. And I know a lot of dudes my age say that. I know Kevin Smith, the director, says it and everything else. So we've all got a lot in common. It wasn't like she was exclusive to my growing up, like, oh my God, a woman, and I don't know what to do anymore because I never felt this way. But it's funny Harrison Ford saying that. Now, he was married at the time, so I get it, and he actually had kids. But it's like, if someone asked me, what about the 3-month affair with Carrie Fisher? And it was me, I'd be like, we did it in the Millennium Falcon set. We did it in my trailer. We did it in my car at the time. We did it in the back alley. We went in the director's trailer, and we did it there. I mean, I'd be like, hell yeah. But he doesn't want to talk about it, so, he's had bigger fish than that, but I would definitely not be silent about that one. So anyway, I miss her. I'm sorry she's gone. I'm looking forward to the new movie. And she's in that, so it's her last movie unless they do that CGI stuff that isn't quite there yet. That Rogue One movie, it still looks CGI to me. Grand Moff Tarkin kind of looked like a corpse, actually. Well, he looked like a corpse in Star Wars, so I guess maybe they got that one right. But Carrie Fisher, young Carrie Fisher in Rogue One, not working for me. Okay, so it's time for show and tell. I don't have a counter on that camera, so I don't know how far we are running ahead. I'm trying not to go, show and tell number 1. This is a weird prop because I actually have this, that idea came after this idea. So, the 49ers play this weekend, so get ready, boys! They're gonna, I don't even know who they're playing or who they're gonna lose to, but they're gonna lose to somebody, and, get the room ready. Okay, so this is kind of cool. I got into a pocket watch phase last year, and I just thought they're freaking cool. And they've got the little skeleton glass ones where you can see all the little workings and everything else. Here, I'll show it, hold it up to the camera. So it's like this screen pops out, and then you can like see that, or you can tell the time there. So I thought that was kind of cool, and gosh, they're cheap. I think I paid like $12 or $14 one of those Amazon. Amazon isn't paying me, and the stopwatch company, by the way, isn't paying me, and they don't have a brand name on here. So if they were paying me, they'd be losing their money because I don't know who made this, but anyway, so you know, I love this thing, and so I first get it, and I'm like, I got it on my desk, and I'm whining it all the time, and like after like 2 or 3 days, I notice it's not stopping, or it's not running anymore, and so I wind it, and it starts running again, and I'm thinking, you forget to wind this thing, then you don't know what time it is. And of course, you know, we have phones, and we have computers, and clocks, and everything else, but like back in the day, you know, when they were using these like 1800s, or whatever the hell day they were using them, Western days and whatever. It's like, if your pocket watch stopped, how the hell would you ever get it set again? It's not like you had a clock on the wall. I mean, you'd almost have to ride into town to find out what time it was so you could set your pocket watch again. So how did these people remember to play with this damn thing all the time and keep it from stopping? Because if it stopped, you're kind of screwed. I mean, you know, you're gonna meet your buddies for beers and stuff. You'd be like, ah, shit, what time is it? So, you know, unless you have a sundial in the backyard or something. But anyway, show and tell continues. So pocket watch done. Oh yeah, I got this thing. And those people on my Facebook page got a preview of this bit. So we got this thing, and you're thinking, oh yeah, what's this, right? I mean, that's kind of what I thought when I saw it, and I knew it was coming in the mail. I knew what it looked like, and yet when I saw it, I'm like, whoa, kinky, all right? So that's about all I'll say. Anyway, this is actually a hand warmer. So you turn it on, and it heats up. So you go skiing or whatever, you keep this in your pocket, and it gets pretty warm, too. I mean, really warm. And I remember when I was a kid, my dad had one, except it wasn't like this. It was, you know, this is actually rechargeable. So it has a USB cable, plug it in there, charge up the rechargeable battery that's in it. I'm guessing the lithium batteries, and hopefully it doesn't catch fire. But, and, you know, it's, I don't know why it needs to have different colors. And you know what? If I ever read the instructions on anything, maybe they're different temperatures or something. But anyway, it's got little lights and colors. But it's already super, super warm. So if you were up in the mountains and skiing or hiking or snowshoeing, you know, it gets really warm, and you can stick your hands in your pockets and warm them up whenever you want. So I actually bought 2. Because I'm married, you know, his and her pleasure, actually his and her heat. And actually, if I was really to think about it, I should have bought 3, because I know my wife's always freezing cold, and they're probably going to be both in her pockets, so she can warm up both hands at the same time, and then I'll be like, you know, freezing my fingers off. So, anyway, these are hand warmers, and I bought them on Amazon.com, and they're cool, and we're taking them up to the snow. Next, you get a lot of show and tell today. By the way, those aren't sex toys. That's what I was alluding to. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I'm so funny. Oh, show and tell, weird show and tell. You know what? This wasn't going to be on show and tell, but, you know, it showed up in the mail, and I thought, okay, I got to talk about this. So it's, you know, Mutual Omaha life insurance, except it's addressed to my father, who's died like a year and a half ago. So I'm thinking, okay, 10, 15 years ago, okay, I get it. You guys don't know yet because it's a paper system and the government and everything. But I guarantee Russian hackers already know my dad has passed away. So why doesn't Mutual of Omaha and everyone else that's selling, you know, vitamin pills to the elderly and everything else, why haven't they figured it out yet? I'm sure this costs money. Mutual of Omaha, stop saying my dad life insurance mailers, or I'll fill one out and then I'll cash it in. I'm sure they would throw me in jail if I did that, but I'm going to threaten it so that they stop sending me the junk mail addressed to my dad. So Russian hackers, please tell Mutual of Omaha my dad is gone. I guess what would have been more inappropriate is if Mutual Omaha sent this, a birthday card to my dad, and then like I open it up and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, my dad's birthday was today, and they just reminded me. I was trying to forget about it, and then I opened the card. I miss him so much. Yeah, that would have been more inappropriate. So at least did not send me a meowing cat card on my dad's birthday, Mutual of Omaha. I think I got one more. And it was kind of a last minute show and tell, and I thought about it because I'm looking at my health card. We just got new health insurance at work, so we're getting the health card. And I noticed my insurance, my car insurance, I can feel my ears are red because I don't even have to look. I feel hot, so I'm sure my ears are super red. But I'm thinking, I got my car insurance card, every 6 months our car insurance re-ups, and I got my health insurance card, I got my dental card, and in the old days, I had Kaiser, or I had, whatever I had, and they were a nice plastic card, like a credit card, and you put it in your wallet, and it lasts for a long time. Now these cheap bastards, and I say cheap, but they charge a shoot load of money. Thank you, Google Ads, for not dinging me. Shoot load of money to pay for this insurance, and your deductibles are hundreds and thousands and billions of dollars, and they send you a paper card. So I'm like, hey doctor, I want to see you today, and they're like, hey, you have your insurance card, and I'm like, here, and they're like, it's all smeared. And I'm like, yeah, because I don't have a plastic card. In the old days, they don't want to spend, 72 cents, so this 11-cent piece of paper is all I have to give you. And they're like, hey, I can't prove that you're, we're going to have to call the number. And they're like, read the member number, and that's either a J or a D, 1, 0 or an O, 9 or a B. And they're like, who the hell is this guy? We don't know who he is. So I had to buy a laminator so that I can laminate my car insurance. So if the highway patrol pulls me over and goes, you have proof of car insurance, I'm like, yeah, it's right here. And they're like, that's just a smeary piece of paper. No, really, it's car insurance. No, you're going to jail. Bye. Put the cuffs on. So I have to laminate my own cards now because these 2-bit companies want to save, 10 cents and send me a piece of paper in the mail. And then to even make it worse, now they're not even sending it to you in the mail. It's like, go to our website and use your own printer and ink to print the thing off, because we don't even want to pay for the postage in the single piece of paper. So I had to buy a laminator, and it made a good rent, didn't it? Didn't it? I thought so. That's all for show and tell. We're done with, we're wrapping up episode 5. Thank you for not being on the show, Gal Gadot. That's a future episode. And that's a prop I don't need anymore. And the sipping wine, last sip for episode 5. Okay. So, episode 6 is coming. I don't know when, but if you subscribe to the Facebook page, you shall know sooner than everyone else. Ooh, you'll have a heads up on it. So, thank you. Tomorrow's Friday, and that's always awesome. And have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Like me, or unlike me, or say it was the worst thing you ever saw, but do something. Like when I tell you what to do. Anyway, have a nice day. Roll the credits. everyone. Enjoy the interns.
Yeah.